Right here now is Hans von Spakovsky. He is a visiting fellow at the Heritage Foundation and a former member of the Federal Elections Commission. Good to have you here tonight, sir. Welcome.
Thank you, Martha.
So you heard what Acorn had to say. They say, you know, if there is a problem with this kind of Mickey Mouse stuff, not to worry about it. They say it's such a small percentage, and they feel that the work that they're doing is valuable and that they are getting out the vote and that they're helping people who wouldn't otherwise register to be involved in the democratic process.
Well, there's two problems with that. One is there's investigations in more than a dozen states, and it's not a small problem. It involves tens of thousands of fraudulent voter registration forms. And look, there's plenty of organizations that do voter registration drives, but there's only one organization, Acorn, that has had dozens of its employees indicted and convicted for this in election after election. This isn't just 2008, it's happened in prior elections. And that indicates a fundamental lack of supervision, negligence, or intentional misbehavior by officials at Acorn.
Now, what's your experience with Acorn?
Well, I don't think that experience is much different than what you're reading about, which is that they do a very poor job in these voter registration drives. And, you know, when they submit fraudulent voter registration forms like this, they're actually disenfranchising legitimate voters because they are slowing down the processing of legitimate voter registration forms for real voters because election officials have to especially review and pay too much detail to all of these Acorn registrations. You know,
back to the issue of John Danforth and this effort between the campaigns. The McCain campaign says they want the Obama campaign to get involved in this with them so they can, you know, have a united front. I want to show you a back and forth about a letter that was supposedly sent in as part of that effort. This happened earlier today. Take a look.
Well, if such a letter was sent, it was not sent to me. I've never heard of it.
They got the wrong address.
So this is news.
I have here a copy of the letter, actually, that David Plouffe sent to Senator Danforth and Senator Rudman.
Well, he says he never got it.
Fax him another copy.
We're going to take it at face value.
But I have a copy of it right here.
All right, so this is a little weird. You know, they say they sent a letter. Danforth says the letter was never received. We called back Senator Danforth later this afternoon just to make sure that it hadn't gotten lost in the mail. He said no. His office said no, it had never been received. Why do you think we're not seeing this sort of concerted effort on the part of the Obama campaign to get involved with this and to make sure that we can make things as legitimate as possible?
Well, look, Senator Danforth lived up to the reputation of Senator McCain by trying to reach across the political aisle and saying, look, if we think there are going to be problems, let's work together on this and put observers in the polls where we think there are going to be problems and fix it before the election. You know, the fact that the Obama campaign has said no to that, you know, it lends you to the suspicion that, you know, perhaps if they believe there's going to be a close election, they might want to take political advantage of problems that crop up because it would make it much easier to contest the election.
All right, Mr. Spakovsky, thank you very much. Good to talk to you tonight.